So, John, I just woke up, and I feel the need to respond to your video. You're normally a very intelligent man, and I like your stuff a lot. But you seem to have turned off your brain for a second there.
Religion is not just a set of practices or a singular monolithic belief system. Religion is a response to revelation, and different people respond to revelation differently. We cannot continue to assume that each religion represents only one set of ideas. The protesters are inspired by Islam. Those who fight the protesters are inspired by Islam. The work we're doing in Bangladesh is inspired by Islam, and the corrupt government of Bangladesh is inspired by Islam.
So, John, let's think this through. If people can interpret their revelation any which way they choose, they can use it to support fundamentalism or, a more liberal accepting theology or whatever they want, any spectrum in between. It seems to me like a more logical conclusion would be to say that the revelation itself is empty, is non-existent, that people are just doing what they're doing under the influence of tradition and a whole lot of memes. Seems to me to be stretching things when you insist that there's actually this hidden, unseen revelation there, which apparently has no actual impact on people's behavior. What exactly is the content of this revelation? Seems to me that you're implying some type of perennial philosophy, like something Aldous Huxley believed in. Something, an original impulse given to humans by God, which is then overlain by cultural accretions. Now, I was at that point once myself, but then I started thinking more deeply. And I really realized that what I was doing was picking and choosing those elements of Scripture which could be interpreted as supporting a modern liberal morality and discarding those that couldn't, or else stretching their interpretation to make them fit. And really, that's not intellectually honest, especially because you can do that with any very large book. There's no particular reason to use the Bible or the Quran, which share many stories in common because they are mimetic cousins, because really any very large volume has enough things that you can pick and choose what you agree with and throw away what you disagree with. The point is you have to use some external standard, in this case modern, reasonably Western liberal morality, to choose what you pick and what you throw away. There is no place for the revelation itself. Now, of course, when I say this stuff about the perennial philosophy and so forth, I'm putting words in your mouth, John. I don't actually know what your theology is, so I'd like you to explain it. How exactly did this revelation come to man? Who received it and in what form? Was it a vague impulse or specific instructions? Was the Bible a literal record, or at least an accurate record of that revelation? Or was it modified down the line like a massive game of telephone? If it was modified like a massive game of telephone, and you'd probably agree, being very intelligent, that all the evidence shows it was, then how do we know we can trust the contents of what we read in our holy books? Seems to me like we can't. So then finally, you end your video with this little gem.
With every revelation, some people respond by making the world better, and some respond by making it worse, which is true of religious revelations and secular ones alike. The revelation isn't the problem. We are.
Now, John, it sounds pithy. all religious and secular revelations are all the same, blah, blah, blah. But you didn't actually think about that statement. Because there's no such thing as a secular revelation. Secular knowledge is not handed down from on high, which is what a revelation is. A revelation is knowledge which you just take on faith because a higher authority gives it to you and you just trust them to be right. Secular knowledge is based on evidence and reason. Now I know that in reality we can't go and check out every statement in detail ourselves, and so often we do trust, teachers and scientists who've spent their lives researching a particular topic. That's because they've earned our trust. And all the knowledge they give to us is ultimately derived from evidence and reason, not revelation. There is no such thing as a secular revelation. Now, I agree with you that Islam is far from a monolithic entity. It is both stupid and ignorant to claim that all Muslims hate America. However, in defending the truth here, in defending moderate Muslims, you took a, stupid path. Like many very smart people, you have this intellectual blind spot when it comes to religion. You apply a cunning intellect to all other ideas which come before you, but when it comes to God, you turn off your intellect. And that's really just fundamentally dishonest.